Didn't really put a whole lot of miles. I've had it a year. I've probably put 1,500 miles on it.
Wow.
So I've just
not too much.
I mean, I work construction, so my daily's at 250s. Like,
okay.
I love to drive it, but I just don't really get a chance.
So what sparked this idea, the exhaust and everything?
Just you know, always wanted it. You know, you got the car, you might as well, right? Like,
right.
You know, it's just the start. So,
I mean, you don't get an M5 required, do you?
No. We'll do the DME unlock and tune here soon. I used to live right here in Atlantic, and I used to drive by you guys all the time. And then, you know, when I got the car, I was like, oh, I know where else. You know, let me check that place out. And I went and looked at like your Instagrams and you know all that kind of stuff. So. I figure if I'm gonna start voiding warranties, I might as well do it here. You know, this is just the secondaries because I wasn't ready to do the unlock, and you know, when we do the unlock, I'll do the primary too. And well, we'll see. I mean,
other than that, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get the car for about 2 days.
Okay.
Plate safe, make sure it's tight even after.
So probably tomorrow sometime.
Correct.
Okay.
And then yeah, as soon as it's ready, we'll give you a call.
Awesome.
And we'll coordinate pickup.
Cool. Sounds good. I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice meeting you.
Easy.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically what we're doing right now is doing a 360 inspection. So we take pictures of everything from the inside of the car, outside, little scratches, if there's any. But so far what I'm doing, I haven't found any. So basically we just take pictures of everything before it comes in, gets the work done that it's here for. And I'm basically almost done with that.
Hey guys, it's Dara here with Media Made Fresh. If you like the video that you're watching today and you have a business that needs help telling your story, check us out, MediaMadeFresh.com.
I feel good when I pull, I feel good when I push, 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 push. When I push, I feel good when I pull, I feel good when I push, 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 push. Push it real good. When I push, I feel good when I pull, I feel good when I push, 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 push. When I push, I feel good when I pull, I feel good when I push, 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 push. I feel good when I pull, I feel good when I push.
Hey guys, Chris here. I am a master tech at Bavarian Rennsport, and today we're working on this beautiful M5, which is already a nasty machine, but we're adding some even more incredible parts. We've got a mad full exhaust and Eventuri full carbon fiber intake system that looks like a jet engine, all right? We're also gonna do a force match balance on the tires so the client can go fast and not experience vibrations. This is the beginning of a full performance build for this client's vehicle. So stay tuned and let's jump into it. It's like the front of a jet engine.
I'm gonna zoom in right quick. Yo.
Color's very nice. Definitely one of the top tiers of colors for me, in my opinion. The interior is, I could take it or leave it because saddle gets dirty really easy, but with that being said, I do love the way it looks. If it didn't collect dirt so easily, it would be my favorite interior color. But this car, and they boogie. As long as you know how to drive them, they boogie. I don't know what any of these shenanigans are for. There's a lot of them though. Everybody likes some nice clamps. And from what I can see and read about them, they seem to be very high quality and very customer oriented. And the sound clips were great. I mean, I think it was everything the client was looking for, and personally, if it was my car, everything I'd be looking for this full exhaust system. So we do have the full exhaust that has to be done, which involves a lot of work underneath the car. But I got a few things that I need to do up top, and I don't want to be super dirty working on the car, because obviously I don't want to be covered in like metal or anything like that. That way, if I do touch the car in some way, shape, or form, I don't scratch it. And by the car, I mean the body, like the paint. So I think I'm going to start up top with the intakes, doing that install. That way I'm nice and clean when I start working on the car. And then we'll work our way down to the bottom and probably finish up with doing the force match and balance of the tires. For those of you who don't know how a force match balance works, basically you put the wheel on the balancer and it will show you, you run it through its process and it will show you the two places on the wheel and the tire, well, one place on the wheel, one place on the tire, which are the heaviest or lightest points. And you take the tire off of the balancer, put it on your tire machine, and you rotate those 2 points to match, and that gives you the best combination wheel and tire package for the least amount of vibration or road force while driving. And it also gives you a more stable tire at higher speeds. So that's why we do this. That way when our clients are out there tracking their vehicles, doing it the safe way, they don't experience any kind of vibrations, they don't have any issues with their tires. It's just the right way to do it if you're going to track the car. Also guys, here at Bavarian, we do have access to pretty much every manufacturer and brand of tire, size and style that you can think of. So if you want it, we can very likely get it. So hit us up and let us know what you're looking for, and we will hook you up. So this panel's got to come off. This panel's got to come off so we can easily access the bolts for these brackets, because these brackets have to be pulled out and the seals added to them. So we're going to go ahead and start taking these panels off.
I'm gonna talk secrets to everyone. Who knew a Liquimolly bottle was a
They look
microphone?
like niche wheels. Anybody that knows me well knows that I hate sand and I hate dirt with an absolute passion.
Are you a fan of cleaning the engine bay?
Yes.
Why?
Are you a fan of cleaning your house?
I'm a fan of the results. I enjoy the results. I start knowing what the result is.
Okay.
You know.
I'm a fan of the results as well, so therefore I am a fan of cleaning the engine bay. I don't like things to leave dirty, especially after my hands have touched them, because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, look man, you bring your car to me dirty, I'm cleaning it. Okay, so for like heavy grime, grease, things like that, get like a good degreaser, like Purple Power or something, and spray it and let it sit. Not for too long, just maybe 10 minutes or so, and then give it a spray down with a water hose. But make sure when you're doing so, like most vehicles have important modules in the engine bay, like for example in this car, that is a DME, that is a DME, and that is a control unit. So all these connectors are waterproofed to an extent. However, you want to make as much effort as possible to keep water away from these areas. It's also not really the greatest idea to wash a hot engine. If you want to know why, Google steel hot cold. I don't know. Google it.
Go back to class if you don't know how that works. But anyways, so basically just a light rinse, no like high pressure water or anything like that.
You can use high pressure water, just keep it away from the modules.
So is this how we walk around now? I like the censorship of my mouth.
You look nervous.
Hey, I am nervous. I'm very nervous.
Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared.
Uncle Chris. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you read your instructions thoroughly when you're installing a new part, because there are some things from the old parts that have to be recycled. For example, this gasket and those clamps. With this car being so new, I was willing to recycle the gaskets. If you bring me an older car, you're going to get an estimate for new gaskets. Just because time and rubber do not go together. Age tends to make rubber get hard and crack. In some cases, it'll like square the rubber, like where flatten it out is a better way of putting it with O-rings. You'll see like on a compressed fit O-ring, if you look at the edge of it after pulling it off, if it's flattened out, replace that bad boy because it's not sealing anymore. With O-rings, especially like compression fit where you have a O-ring in here that's basically, not that this has one, say you had an O-ring in here that was sealing the surface and you pulled it out and you looked at the top of that O-ring, if the bevel or the edge is not round and it's flat, it's time to replace that O-ring. That means it's not sealing correctly anymore. These are perfect. Car's brand new. See if I can get you some. No point in replacing them. Save the client some money where we can. These antiques are really expensive. I go off on a tangent on a good topic, and my cameraman here was adjusting or doing something. Whatever magic he does, he was doing. What I said was I am a huge supporter and fan of lubing O-rings. Not too much, but not too little. Lube your O-rings. Ching ching. You know how pissed off I'd be if I brought you my car to work on and you scratched the shit out of my hood? Protect people's stuff. Did you buy it? No. Protect their shit. First and foremost, so I'm gonna clean the snout, I like that word, the snout of the turbo off, or the inlet side of the turbo off. And then I'm going to install this nice little carbon fiber inlet arm that pairs with the intake system that we're getting ready to install. Slip the bad boy in there. Get everything lined up. Bang. You heard that nice solid click? That means it's in. And we're gonna add a little bit of silicone lubricant, or silicone grease, specifically made for O-rings. Lube your O-rings. Put this side in now. This side's feisty. It doesn't want to cooperate as well as the other side did. So we just got to use a little bit more force. Get our breather line secured and the clip locked in. And boom goes the dynamite. They look killer compared to that plastic stuff. Out with the old and with the new. An improved breather. Look at that. Eventuri thought of everything. Now, on to what is potentially going to be the most fun part of this. Come on, feller. Wow, this doesn't want to go on straight.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. I'm the camera guy, content creator behind everything you guys see on our socials. So Chris, you were just asking me what I liked about the M5.
Well, specifically I said, Brandon, since you're always putting me on the spot with questions, I have one for you. What do you like about the F90 M5 and dislike about the F90 M5? Give us like your top 5 favorite things.
I'm gonna do top 3 for both. Number one thing I love about this car, it's a twin turbo V8. You know, the sound on this thing it's ungodly. You know, it sounds like a true beast going down the neighborhood. Like, the second thing I like, even though this is, would you say this is a supercar? What would you call this?
A supercar killer?
For something that is a supercar killer and looks like this is just crazy because like, yes, the body lines are hard, lots of carbon fiber, but this doesn't necessarily scream race car. You know, I like this because it still fits into traffic.
No, it's a family car.
It's a family car. Yeah, it's you're gonna take your kids to school. You know,
$150,000 family car.
you're going to Costco. You know, you're buying your chicken, your eggs, anything that you might need. And then the third thing I particularly like about this car.
Why Costco though? Why not Sam's Club?
We ain't brokies around here. I'm just kidding. I have both. I have both. The third thing I love about this car is the interior. Honestly, from the last generation to this one, just complete overhaul. I'm sure you guys all know BMWs, they're performance cars, you know? Interior is nice, but that's not where BMW puts all their R&D into. I can honestly say on this particular generation, the interior is immaculate. Super comfortable, great color selection of leathers. Things I dislike about this car.
Price tag.
Price
Cheaper.
Price tag one. Number one, I would say the car is a little big. I personally drive a E90 328X drive, and one of my favorite things about the car is how small and nimble it is. You know, you can really take corners super, super quick. Not that I don't doubt that you can do it in this. This car's just bigger overall. You know, bigger car, more weight.
It just doesn't suit your needs.
Personally, I'm not a fan of bigger cars. You might be. I personally like smaller cars or coupes, just because I like the way they handle. But I think this is a nice in between. You know, you get all the power, you get all the performance. I almost said reliability. Are these reliable? Like seriously, like if with regular maintenance, how solid are these cars?
Okay, from a BMW technician standpoint, not a performance technician standpoint, you're gonna have a few issues with these cars. Not as many as you'd expect. Out of a car that you're doing performance modifications to, anytime that you modify a car, as far as like, say you tune it and you change the ECU mapping, then you're taking a notch off of that reliability list. You know, you put intakes on it, you put a full exhaust on it, you put upgraded charge air coolers. Anything that you do that changes the factory orientation is going to knock some points off your reliability list or your reliability sheet. As a normal daily driver bone stock, I haven't seen a huge amount of issues other than like the expansion tanks leaking,
gaskets,
things of that nature. There was an issue in the beginning where they were having rod bearing or main bearing failure, just due to the incorrect bearing used in the factory. I think they've got all that sorted out now. So overall, I think it's an awesome car to have as like a family daily. But as a family daily, I don't think I'd want to pay, me personally, I'd want to pay $150K.
I mean, these are kind of
just get a 550.
Yeah, I don't even think I have a third dislike. Honestly, this is an all-around perfect car. You know, there's a reason why these cars are called the perfect driving machine.
It's in fact very nerve-wracking. Come here, Cameron. I need you to apply gentle pressure outwards on this side of the kidney grill while I pull this side out. They have to come out so I can put the, yeah, and it has to be smooth or things will break. I do not like taking these kidney grills off. I never have. Oh, God. Oh, I know this sounds horrible, but that's what you gotta do. The repair manual just tells you to grab and yank.
Yeah, you grab it.
No, because I am.
I'm protecting the thing over here.
Come on. It's so scary, dude. There we go. Jesus, Lord have mercy. All right, guys, so just grab these things and give them a quick, and they're out. Air duct. There we go.
Now,
That sounds like I'm breaking something, but it's not.
are those just for looks? Because I've seen a lot of people in the streets with like colored air ducts.
No, these things are actually functional. The factory includes it. This is an air duct that pulls fresh air into your intakes. The factory includes one, but it sits in there like this and it's aimed up. So as far as like funneling air into it, I wouldn't say it does the greatest job, where this actually funnels the air to the intake. You want to know what's awesome about these things? So well made, man. Like, Eventuri stuff just fits. Like, it just fits. I have not had nearly as many struggles as I do with a lot of manufacturers with this kit.
I won't say names.
I'm not going to say names. Those are in. By the way, guys, if you're doing this at home and you're pulling your kidney grills out, make sure you're super careful, because the clips are really fragile on the kidney grills, especially if you have the carbon fiber one. Just do yourself a favor and take your time. You can buy plastic tools like these that will allow you to get in there and manipulate the clips to get the grill out correctly. In the repair manual on certain vehicles, it does say grip it and rip it, but in this case, it's push down on the tabs and pull, because if not, you're going to break some tabs. But now we are going to put everything back in, because that looks sick. Sick AF. I just like the way it looks. I think you should just leave it like this. No grill. Raw dog. No, not really. Even though, because there's no like actual guard here. It's just a plastic thing. Anybody that owns an M car that has a downward facing oil cooler and has a turbo car that has this cooler back here, if you're tracking the car, I would say get a guard, get an upgraded cooler with a guard built into it. And it's basically just for rocks and like debris on the track. It's just a little bit of extra insurance, if you will, to keep things from penetrating your secondary air cooler, which is what this is on certain vehicles, and then your oil cooler. If you blow a hole in that oil cooler on the track, you're more than likely going to wash your engine. It's going to be a wrap. This, you may not fry your engine. You'll probably get a warning that says, hey, you ain't got no coolant. But the oil cooler, you're toast. You're done. I just briefly went over it with you guys about pushing down on these clips and pulling your grill out. It's important that these don't get broken off, and they're in multiple locations. You have to be gentle. And some of these cars have a camera. Don't break your camera. And then give it a nice light press. You're back in, no dramas.
I don't want that scent coming off of me. I want this rich scent that y'all keep smelling coming by every time I walk around.
Oh, I can't smell anything.
Comfortable.
I can't smell anything, so I don't know what he's talking about.
First thing I do when I get here in the morning, I meet with all the technicians and go over the production that we have coming up for the day along with the week. Let them know what we got coming in, what needs to be done, and what's expected by us as the shop and clients. Following that, we start getting the morning going as far as getting vehicles checked in and getting them actually in on the lifts and getting them to the techs to do their due diligence. Throughout the day, I'm talking back and forth with clients, setting out estimates, making money. That's all I got for you right now, Brandon.
Cool, thanks, awesome. Back to you, Chris.
So, no, I got one. Mic'd up, bruh.
Hey, we got Chris with the weather.
On today's episode of BMW Motorsports.
I'm not the wrong air.
When you don't know what to do with your hands, you put a bottle of Liqui Moly that has a microphone on the back of it.
Can't give them the sauce.
I just posted about it. I didn't post it back though. This is great.
That's an official Lick 'em Molly mic.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You can't even buy that.
Look at this.
You can't.
Sebastian sent us that exclusively. VIP.
Actually, he does. Sebastian's a cool cat.
Yeah, that shroud.
He's one of my buddies.
I think the fitment's the way it is because it pulls air through here as well as through here.
You want me to tell you about these intakes? This right here, this gapping.
More suck.
German BMW engineers said don't do this because you're actually going to pull ambient temperatures from inside the engine bay, where the one that comes from factory comes directly from down here and pipes it up. So it's actually better to leave it all factory. But if you want to hear the whistling noises, you got to do this.
These intakes sound sick as f.
Why do you got to cuss like
He
that?
can BMW bang it out.
Bang it out.
These intakes sound, I don't care how much ambient temperature it adds. These intakes, when you hear them, you're gonna be like, give me all the ambient air temperatures because they sound awesome. They look like a jet turbine. We're done for the night.
Nice.
Tomorrow is exhaust day. It's gonna be exhausting. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, Brandon, is we're going to throw it on the balancer and do a check spin just to see what the overall road force is of wheel tire package. So when you're doing a road force, one of the first things you want to do is check the tire pressure, make sure it's up to spec. Once your tire pressure is set, you're going to pull this away. Make sure your machine is on road force with straight top. You're then going to drop the hood. It's going to do a check spin. This warning popped up, which is excellent. So the current road force of the tire is 47 pounds, and if we force match it, we can bring it down to 39 pounds, which will in fact change how the tire works. Sometimes it drops a lot lower than the predicted number, so we're going to go ahead and force match this wheel. And as you see on this, it's telling me to mark the tire here and the wheel down here, so that's what we're going to do next. Do a regular balance, that's one thing, but if you want to make sure that you have the best combination between your wheel and tire setup, you definitely want to do a road force. We just marked the tire, now we're lining up to mark the rim. We got our markings, so we're going to move it over to the tire machine. Part of doing a road force is matching the tire and the rim together like we showed you. In order to do that, you have to put it on the tire machine and let all the air out of the tire and then spin the entire tire on the wheel. Or spin the wheel inside the tire, however you want to look at it. So now that we got all the air out of the tire, we're going to go ahead and drop our arms so we can get the tire kind of smushed, and I'm going to spray some mix of dish soap and water in there to make it slip a little better. It's easier to just show you than trying to tell you. So let's show you. There we go. I like turtles, and I really like bubbles. All right, now that we got the bead broke on both sides, the top and bottom, we're gonna go ahead and drop our arm. We're gonna drop both arms and use them to hold the tire in place while we rotate the rim to where we want it to be. Now that we're close, we can just grab the tire and give it a
And then you're just gonna yank it?
And then you're just gonna yank it, grip it and rip it. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen.
What does that mean? That it's like, we'll be right back. And it has like that 90s music.
All right, guys, we're gonna do our verification spin now. Click the button, lower the hood, click OK. Now it's just gonna rotate the tire and check the road force again to see if we made any improvements by rotating the assembly.
How come in the movie Cars, they have taxis, but there's no people?
Crazy. So before we were at like 47 pounds of road force, right? You're gonna have to check back in the footage and look. But it was a really high number. Now we're at 15 pounds of road force, which is extremely acceptable. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the old weights off and do a balance on the wheel. Yeah, so now we are getting ready to take the underbody panels off and the stiffening plate so I can get to the parts of the exhaust that need to be removed in order to put the new exhaust in. If you guys ever see me on foot, like on cameras, just staring at something, it's not because I'm lost, it's because I'm figuring out my plan of attack.
Now, Chris, for someone who just bought this car, what would be the very first mod that you personally would do?
Me personally,
Yes.
I think I'd kind of follow suit of what this client did. I'd put wheels on it that I liked if I didn't find one with the wheels I wanted. Or I'd powder coat them the color I wanted if I did find the wheels. If that wasn't the first thing that needed to be done, it would be lowering springs. Lowering springs or adjustable lowering springs of some volition. This car makes a little over 600 horsepower, which is plenty, and something that most people that own this car are not even gonna use. So buying one and like modding the hell out of it if you're not gonna use that power is kind of pointless in my mind. That's why I would just buy one, throw some wheels on it, throw some lowering springs, and enjoy the hell out of it. You know, guys, touching on what I was just saying, in my opinion, this car making over 600 horsepower stock, it's gonna be a fun car to drive and it's gonna be reliable. You don't have to worry about anything breaking. It's meant to push that power. They did years of R&D and spent however much money to make it push this power reliably. And they're developed on a track. But at the same time, I do get it. Like, I buy cars and I do all kinds of crap to them and I end up pushing them past their limits. That's why I have a broken E90 right now. All right, so now that we got the underbody panels off and the stiffening plate, we're gonna go ahead and start loosening up our bolts for the exhaust system and work our way back and get everything out of the way that holds the exhaust system in. And once we get to the point where it needs to come out, I'm gonna get my helper to come over because, I mean, this is a big boy. We're gonna give it a little just gonna give it a little love juice so it comes out easy. Maybe I should put like since we're not sponsored by them, but we should be, because they're my favorite brand of lubricant. Sponsor us. WD-40, sponsor me. Dawn Dish Soap, sponsor me. Can a player just get some dish soap?
You could at least throw me a water or something.
I bathe in Dawn. That's how I feel too. If it's good enough for the ducks, it's good enough for my... I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it. Brandon, tell me the secrets of life.
Weren't expecting that, huh?
No, I was more so expecting you to be like, sparkling water is just water with carbonation. Would you like to be covered in sand and dirt, mate? Yes, yes I would. Please cover me in sand and dirt. Yeah, wiggle. Hold on. You gotta pull and wiggle at the same time, boys. time you look at it. Well, I can't just like not look at it. That one came right the f out. Wow. It was very friendly of you. Thanks. These are my babies. Don't look at them. It's not supposed to go that way. It goes over here. Stop pulling. I got out of it. I let out. This thing just pulls and pulls and pulls. That's why I made the statement I did about buying one of these and leaving it alone. If I was to buy one of these, like I said earlier, I would do like lowering springs, maybe throw some wheels at it, maybe have the wheels powder coated, maybe do a full exhaust like this guy did. I would probably follow what he did exactly, because that's plenty. This car is plenty if you're not tracking it and you're not planning on taking it to a drag strip. It's like to the point of where it's almost scary. I mean, for a daily driver on closed roads or open roads and not closed roads, it's almost scary. What do you think?
I agree.
wrapping up our beautiful M5 Competition package vehicle that we installed a full exhaust and an Eventuri intake system on. Car drove fantastic. You can really hear the turbos now with those Eventuri intakes, and the sound from Mad's exhaust system is exquisite. Also, if you're looking to get work like this done on your car, hit us up. You can get us on Facebook, Instagram, the YouTubes, and on our website, BavarianRennsport.com.
Sure.